What's up, guys? Doug Polk here, and welcome back for another episode of Poker Hands. And today we're going to be jumping into another pot with Ryusuke, the Japanese player who recently went missing with debts in LA. This hand is from 7 months ago over on the Hustler channel. Let's go ahead and jump into the action.
Big race. What's it up? 40,000. Okay, I call.
Oh my God. Can I have my hand back?
Heads up.
Finally, we can see flop.
Finally we can see a flop.
Our hand begins at 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600. It's a classic just saying numbers kind of game. Mickey opens up the action, calling with the ace deuce on the button. Definitely want to either raise or fold this hand. I would say with this many straddles, it's actually kind of reasonable to fold some ace X on the button, but opening is also fine too. Ryusuke looks down the small blind at ace king. He makes it 5K. This is actually a little bit too small for Ryusuke. He needs to be making this more like, let's just say like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. There are several players behind him, and the button is going to get a pretty good price if the action gets it back around to him. So I think this raise is simply just too small. Keating calls the $5,000 in the big blind with some mystery cards that don't show up, and blank check Ben looks down in the straddle with the Rockets, guys. Pocket aces. When you have pocket aces, the time to raise is now, and he bumps up to $40,000. I actually think this is maybe a little too big. You know, this probably should have gone raised to 8,000, and then Ben made it something more like 35. I think 40K is a little too big over 5K, but there are a lot of players involved. You do want to build this stack. So if anything, I don't mind going a bit bigger than a bit smaller when it comes to raising with your hands. Anyway, action folds back to Ryusuke with the ace king. So the straddle in this hand is $1,600. So we always want to be thinking about our number of big blinds in terms of what the largest straddle was. So he starts this hand with roughly 400,000. Ben starts it with about 300,000. So they're essentially about 180 blinds deep, small blind versus straddle. For that many blinds, it's kind of close with ace king, but you probably want to be mainly flatting it. Every now and then you can go for the 4-bet. Ace king suited is the kind of hand you might want to 4-bet with more often, where you have more equity against the premium hands and more playability here out of position. With ace king off, I don't mind sometimes calling and sometimes 4-betting. Ultimately, Ryusuke decides just to call here, and let's take a flop.
Very good. I check.
18,000.
The check would have been crazy if I actually had to make that shot. It would have been the most biggest in our most viewed.
The flop comes king 10-5 rainbow, a disaster for Ryusuke here, flopping top pair top kicker up against his opponent's aces. You know what else would be a disaster? Not subscribing to this channel. Look, guys, I don't know how much more I have to do. I've been posting daily videos for weeks, months. I don't even remember. It's been so long now. What do I have to do to get you to hit that subscribe button and show some love? Just hit subscribe, because we're going to have so many more poker videos, and you're not going to want to miss them. Anyway, back to the hand here. With the aces, Ryusuke checks as he should with all of his hands. Definitely a board you're going to want to be betting on the flop. We got $89,000 in the pot. I like something around 1/4 pot or so here, or 1/5 pot. Both are fine. Ben decides to go more of the 1/5 pot approach, which seems good, and bets $18,000. This is a very dry board. Should favor the 4-better over the player 3-betting. That said, when there are two Broadway cards, there are a lot of hands that Ryusuke could have that might 3-bet call 4-bet. Hands like ace queen of spades, although it's not possible because Ben has the ace of spades. So ace queen of diamonds, also not possible because this is a great hand I'm analyzing here. But anyway, ace queen of clubs, queen jack suited, pocket tens, king 10 suited. There are plenty of hands Ryusuke can now have that are quite strong on this flop. Anyway, back to Ryusuke with the ace king. I think that this is a situation where solvers probably do raise occasionally, but I do prefer when you're this deep stacked to mainly just play our hand as a call. If all of the money goes in here on the flop, you're going to be cooked versus most players. I don't mind playing our entire range as check call. Ryusuke does decide to go ahead and call, and let's take a turn.
Check. Bet. 63,000.
How much you have behind? 67. And record 20. Yeah, almost 200 total.
About 150. More, a bit more than 150.
Mm-hmm.
The turn is an offsuit 3, completing the rainbow. There were going to be no flushes in this hand. And once again, Ryusuke checks. Now, Ben has to size up. It's time to put down a turn bet that lets him play for all the money. With 125,000 out there and 235,000 behind, I like a bet that's something to the tune of 70, 75,000. So the river jam is going to be fairly similar to the turn bet. Ben goes slightly smaller, 63K. Seems totally good, though. If Ryusuke does call, this pot is going to balloon to 250,000, and Ben's going to have about 170 behind. This is a totally reasonable, fine bet here from Ben. Ben playing his hand quite standard here with the aces, raising and barreling, which is definitely the main play you want to be doing when you have pocket aces. Back over to Ryusuke. This is a difficult situation. I honestly think you just got to close your eyes and call. I don't see a way around it. But for Ryusuke, as a seasoned pro in making questionable decisions, maybe there's a way he can get away from this. In fact, Ryusuke is good at getting away from a lot of things, like the money he owes to the players in LA. The problem with the Ryusuke folding ace-king here is if he folds this, what's he calling? It's basically just pocket tens or king 10 suited. Also, when you have ace-king, you block aces and you block kings. Those are two hands you have to be very afraid of. And additionally, it is possible that Ben has ace-king himself here. If there's a chance you're chopping with your opponent's value range, you basically can't ever fold because you beat the bluffs, you chop with some value, you kind of got to close your eyes and click call. But Ryusuke is not so fast to do so. Can he find a way to get away?
What a huge, huge hand. Ryusuke here with the ace-king, Ben with aces.
I think I'm leaving at 12.
That's in 5 minutes.
I mean, 12:30? Leaving at
1 o'clock, same like him.
Okay.
So Ben trying to shape this one like he's going to get all the money in here. Ryusuke had just flat called pre-flop.
Coming tomorrow, whatever. So.
Small blind versus straddle. Ben bet 18,000 on the flop. Ryusuke called.
You're in 200.
So this could have gotten really, really bloated more.
You were down 120, right?
And I think Ryusuke's trying to figure out, can I call here? Or is this a raise all in or fold like the last hand? If he calls,
I know, but I can't.
the pot will be 240.
Don't be results oriented.
I think he can still call.
You were up against premium. Supposed to be up against kings, aces, aces.
Mickey, all that matters is results.
This is yours. You want to take this?
You win or you lose.
I can't get over it. It's gonna take me like a week to get over that. To emotionally recover.
Who's recovering? There's no recovering. We're looking for the bottom. Yeah, right. Fucking recovery. What's wrong with you? It just keeps going is the thing. Like, here, no it's not.
Yeah, this hand started with a button straddle.
Ryusuke's looking for the bottom right now.
I'm gonna go see
Small
it
blind
there.
opens with
Talk about
ace,
that.
king, 3-bet from the first straddle from Ben and a call. And Ben starts with a small bet on the flop and a check call.
Bet. Very good.
And Ryusuke is sort of in a little quandary here.
Nah, that's not even rock bottom. Rock bottom is if you die and somehow fuck up your kids. That's rock bottom. Oh, Risky, it's on you.
Sorry. Give me 1 minute. Because Cora is always saying. Okay, man. What do you have?
If he calls, the pot will be 250.
A big hand.
You see, it's only 3%.
But your action is too strong.
But it is very strong because he opened from the small blind on a button straddle and then Ben 3-bet.
King 10.
But you can see, like, if this, you know, if these straddles weren't so crazy, this would. I don't think it would be this hard of a decision, but the money just gets very, very large. And again, usually when we're playing the stakes, we have a shot clock. He's going to fold and show. Oh, my God. That's got to tilt the fuck out of Ben.
Show me! Show me! Show me!
Ooh.
Show me aces!
Ben's not going to show him. Wow.
Yeah.
That's right. Catch him if you can. I actually think that people are. I think the police have been notified, but I'm not entirely sure on that last point. People probably are trying. No, we're not talking about the hand anymore, though. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me today for Poker Hands. As always, it's a pleasure, and I will see you guys again soon. Thank you.